Hello. Today, I'd like to give a clear picture. I know currently AI is a very hot topic. So many people want to get some clear, maybe accurate answer. What is artificial intelligence? Yeah, I went to go through some website, YouTube. I found we have so many different solutions, different answers. But most of the answer either incomplete or not accurate. So today I want to give my, I try to do my best to try to give people a satisfied answer. What is AI? So first of all, I want to get everybody pay a special attention. Why we call this artificial intelligence? Yeah, what is exactly definition about AI? So this definition should give a complete, accurate, and reasonable answer why we called this is AI. I want to have a question for everybody. So you know, in our nature world, we have so many animals, include human being. Regularly, human being we can consider is a high-level animals. So my question is, why we don't call it a monkey intelligence, gorilla intelligence, dog intelligence, or parrot intelligence? I know everybody know that so many those animals have a kind of intelligent ability. Yeah, somebody see, oh, this monkey very smart. This dog is very smart. They can do some intelligent job. Yeah. So my question is, why we don't call it a monkey intelligence, gorilla intelligence, dog intelligence? Why we call it artificial intelligence? What is the possible reason? According to my understanding, the reason we call it artificial intelligence, artificial means equivalent to human being. Yeah, only human being have kind of abilities to learn, to do logic analysis, to do logic derivations, and give the final decision making. So just human beings have this complete, accurate abilities to do this kind of intelligent job. So we call this artificial intelligence, not any other intelligence. So now it is the time for us to give the accurate definition. What is AI? So just I mentioned, why we call this artificial intelligence, just because human beings have those kinds of ability to learning, to study, to do analysis, and based on those derivation result, the human being can give the final decision making. So the so-called artificial intelligence is we try to copy those human being intelligent abilities and paste them to the related machines, microcontrollers, robots, computers, to allow the latter to do the similar job like a human being did to perform, to finish, to complete desired task. In other words, we can transfer those artificial intelligence, those ability to machines to allow them to do the similar job like a human being did. So from this point of view, we call this is artificial intelligence. It's not real human being intelligence. The machine cannot have real human being ability. So that reason we call it artificial. We copy, we transfer those real human being ability and paste into the machine. So we call it artificial intelligence. So now everybody have a clear picture about what is AI. Exactly what is the definition about AI. So in the following, I want to go to a little deep. So we want to know what kind of components belong to AI, or what component can be covered by the AI. Yeah, if you go to YouTube, different website, you can find a different solution. Even today, you go to Amazon.com, you can find so many books related to AI. Yeah, most book I cannot see 100%, but I can see 99, maybe 99.9% current book in the book market related to AI. They defined AI equivalent to machine learning. Yeah, machine learning is AI. AI is machine learning. But what I can tell you, that is incorrect. Why is not incorrect? Because fuzzy inference system is another important component belong to AI or covered by AI. For example, in fuzzy inference system, we have a three-step fuzzification, control rule, and defuzzification. Control rule exactly is involved human being intelligent ability. Those control rule is designed, is developed based on the human being intuition. For example, you go to restaurant, you want to pay, you finish lunch, dinner, you need to pay tip. Those tips is related to the food quality, service, and environment depend on different factors. So how to determine how many tips finally you can give, you can donate based on so many fuzzy factors. Service is good or is average, is bad. The food is delicious or disaster or is average. Those all of the fuzzy terminology. So fuzzy inference system belong to AI. It's kind of important AI component. So according to my understanding, AI not equal to machine learning, not equivalent. AI cover two important components: fuzzy inference system, FS, machine learning, ML. So my conclusion, AI equal to FS plus ML. So now everybody have a clear picture. What is the definition about AI? What components belong to AI? So right now, let me go to next question. So what are the AI foundation? Yeah, everybody know AI is a complicated process. So what is the foundation? Like you build your house. You need first to build foundation by inject some concrete, some brick. Yeah. AI technology, same thing. So what I can tell you, the basic foundation about AI is mathematics. Yeah. We use AI to training different model with different algorithms. You need to utilize a lot of complicated math operation, math calculation. Exactly speaking, the AI foundation include statistics. and probability. They use all of those algorithms to build AI foundation. As we know, AI has to provide so many different models. Those models need to use different AI algorithms combined with training data to training. And finally, we got various AI model. So in order to do those training, testing, validation process, we need to use different statistics and probability algorithms. For example, popular AI algorithms include support vector machine, SVM, decision tree. Also, we have random forest. Also have native Bayes and K nearest neighbor KNN. So we have so different algorithms. So those algorithms based on different statistics and probability algorithms. So now everybody know what is the AI algorithm include. The foundation is statistics, mathematics. So let me have more detail about AI algorithm. So as I mentioned, AI composed of two important components, fuzzy inference system and machine learning. So regularly we have fuzzy inference algorithm and machine learning algorithm. For the fuzzy system, we have two types. We call the Mamdani and Sugino. That's two different fuzzy types by using different approach, different algorithm. These are a little different for detail. Besides those two types, we have a level type. We have a type 1 fuzzy inference system and type 2 fuzzy inference system. Type 1 basically is one dimension, and type 2 is two-dimensional. Exactly, somebody consider type 2 maybe is a 2D. One level between type 1 and type 2 we call interval level 2, interval level type 2. That is we simplified. We can consider mapping 2D to 1D. We use the interval. So that can be considered intersection between type 1 and type 2. Directly type 1 fuzzy is easier, but type 2 is more complicated. For machine learning, they divided the supervised and unsupervised learning. And under supervised learning, we have a regression clarification. For unsupervised learning, basically, we use the clustering and association rule. The third, basic machine learning, we have three: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is more complicated compared with either supervised and unsupervised. Basically, for supervised and unsupervised learning, you need a training, testing, validation process. During the training validation process, that is a closed loop process. So output feedback to input. They compare, and then they change internal weight and the data transfer direction, layer by layer, step by step. As long as the supervised learning and unsupervised learning model are developed, are built, in the future, in the real application with those models is open loop. You don't need closed loop. You just input, prepare input, predictor, input to the model, and the model can give you output. This is open loop. But reinforcement learning is closed loop. Of course, reinforcement learning also similar to supervised learning. They need to training that reinforcement learning model. But even after training, in the real application, reinforcement learning still belongs to closed loop. So the output still feedback to input to double check. So reinforcement learning is most challenging algorithm. So most this kind of technology used in the auto driving vehicle. They need more factor, more sensor, more signal to be detected, to be feedback, to make sure your driving is safe. Now we have all AI technology, all AI components, all AI algorithm. So next one, we need use AI to build real, active, hands-on applications. Yeah, we need to apply AI in our real life. I think I reading so many textbook, maybe AI professional textbook. In most of the books, they don't give you so many active real applications. They only give you some simple example, play some game in the screen. Because if you want to build real AI related application, the application language is one of the most important factors. Yeah, which language you're supposed to use. Yeah, AI belongs to a model. How to build a model? You need to develop programming. You need to use the programming code to build that model, to training, testing, validate those models. Anyway, you need to use the software. You need to use the programming language. So what language is better? I cannot say which one is the best. In the nature world, we never say anything is the best. We can say this is optimal, like fuzzy logic. So which one is optimal? Which one is better? So if you open today most book, textbook, and YouTube, most popular language they are using is a Python. But what I can tell you, Python is a good language, but it's not appropriate for AI application, especially for the complicated real applications. If you open any textbook, any professional book, so they don't provide a real example to use AI to clarify some image, car image, animal image, and different objects in real time. No. User clarify, identify animal sounds, human being sounds, different background noise sounds. You cannot find those examples in most book. Why? Difficult. If you build by using Python. Exactly, Python is extension of a C++. Yeah. Everybody know that C++ is most difficult programming language to learn. Yeah, we have so many different programming language. We have Java, we have C#, we have C++, we have Visual C++, Visual C#, we have Python, Smalltalk, LabVIEW, HTML, XML. Okay, too much. So exactly, both Java, C++, C#, based on the C++. C++ is foundation. Java and C#, just built by different companies. Yeah, Java is always want to compete with C#, with over. C# always want to compete with Java. But both came from the same parent, C++. C++ is most difficult language. The reason I say that because C++ allows you to do multiple inheritance. Yeah, this class may be inherit from class A. They also may become inherit from class B, class C, class D, blah, 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 blah. So very, very difficult. So in order to simplify C++, people develop Microsoft C#, Oracle Java, but the foundation C++. C++ is very good language for real-time control. Real-time control. C++ is #1 language, but it's not good for complicated mathematical calculation, such as matrix operation, multiplication, division, convolution, and complicated large-scale image processing, large-scale audio signal processing. They use too much mathematical, complicated math calculation. If you use C++ to handle that, that is challenge. After Python, we have another choice. It's a simplified Python, MicroPython. Somebody consider, Python is direct extension inherited from C++. That's too difficult. Okay, simplify, get a MicroPython. And finally, we have MATLAB. I think that's most 3 popular programming language used for the AI models. So compared with the Python, MicroPython, MATLAB has special advantage. They can allow the user, especially for the beginner, to build AI application easily, quickly, without touching any code. Very simple, easy. This greatly reduces the beginner learning curve and greatly increase student study learning interest. So let us take a look. Why we see MATLAB has some advantage compared with Python, MicroPython. Basically, MATLAB not only provide some basic idea, allow the user easily, quickly build program application. Exactly, MATLAB provide 2 programming modes, apps, functions. So, apps, MATLAB provide a lot of apps with a lot of GUIs, graph user interface. So they enable user to build AI application by using different algorithms. You don't need to develop any coding line. No. You just by click some button, checkbox, read button. That's all. That's very easy for beginner. But somebody complain. If the user only use those apps, there are so many codes behind those apps. How can we solve this problem? We set connection between app and real programming code. Okay, MATLAB provides second mode, function. So this function is integrated in a library, different library. So those functions allow the senior level engineer, senior level students to build more professional, more flexible AI applications. So in order to fill the gap between apps and functions, MATLAB also provides function conversion to code, this feature. So user just click a button. So you can translate entire apps to all programming code sequence. So in this way, allow the user, especially beginner user, they can study their programming step by step. So that is the reason why I see MATLAB have special advantage compared with Python. Python, they don't have any apps. They don't have a GUI. They're starting a block, huge block of coding function. So that makes user especially beginner, student, user, confused. That is a headache. So timing is passed so faster. It's passing so fast. So we got the last slide. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for your patience to finish this short introduction. So I try, by using those about 10 piece sliding, I try to give you guys a clear picture. What is AI? What components belong to AI? What algorithm the AI can use? How to build AI application by using what kind of tools? So I just want to give everybody a correct, accurate, complete picture. What is AI? Where does AI come from? What is the AI foundation? What is the AI components? How to build AI applications? What are the key tools to successfully build AI applications? So if somebody can follow me, you don't need to follow me exactly 100%. If you can follow me 80, 70%, that's good enough, because everybody knows learning process exactly is a practicing process. So if you only follow instruct lecture in the class, they play board, they play something, write out something on the board, but you never do any programming, I don't think you really learn something. You have use your computer, use your hand, use your logic analysis ability to build real AI application. Yeah, I saw so many other college students. Yeah, they follow some very famous top 50 universities, curriculum, textbook. So, but when the student finish AI class, machine learning class, they are still confused. What is AI? They always consider AI is machine learning. They cannot build a simple AI application by using Python. I think that is a shame. Yeah, that's my personal idea. So if you want to allow students to learn some class, not only learning, practice. Give student, if you give student 100, 200 real projects to do that. That is a good learning process. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Have a good day.